Hello, everyone, once again. Here we are for another session. So let's get comfortable. And no, I will never call one of these a sesh. No, that won't happen. But in this one, we are going to talk about something that I rarely hear talked about. Sometimes it'll be point, counterpoint, other times pros and cons, but no real conversation. So let's dive into them, and I'm just going to give my perspective on things. All right, we are talking about exclusivity and non-exclusivity. That's right. Kind of a hot button, but not too hot. It's like a warm button topic. All right, so I'm not going to do the pros and cons thing. I'm just going to kind of branch out to say the positives. Yeah, let's keep this positive. Okie dokie, we're going to start with non-exclusive. So if you're a non-exclusive wrestler, that means you can wrestle just about anywhere. You just go to any company, you can wrestle for anything, so on and so forth. Just float around, that's cool. One of the positives is you got more opportunities. I mean, oh my God, you got so many more opportunities. And let's face it, everybody's after a belt. So you more belts. Just get all the belts, pile them up, woohoo! Because yay, belts. So there you go, and more opportunities for different opponents. There you go. There's a second one. Different opponents. You can change your opponents up. You can face a bunch of different people here and there. Kind of get with them and maybe learn something. Different style, different combination, whatever. Next point. Positive point. There's more to do. I mean, you're less bored. I mean, who wants to sit around waiting all week long to wait for one match when you could seriously do so many more. You could do so many matches. It's great and fun. And then, the vast learning experiences. You go to you're part of the other rosters, so you can go in there, you can ask some questions, jot down some notes. You learn more. You learn more. And then obviously you got to get seen by more people. Like that's like the last positive point that I'm going to bring up here is, yay, get seen by more people. How great is that? You get to get your name out there and all of that stuff. Okay. Now let's go to exclusive. Yes, the positive points of exclusive. You see, it's almost an unspoken kind of currency. There's a lot of unspoken things that I'm just going to be spoken about. Spokening. I'm going to be spokening about them. Not a word. Don't try to use that. Or do. Maybe. It'll be fun. Your call. Your life. So, there's this underlining currency of what a wrestler can get from management. And that is loyalty. Yes. Prove your loyalty. That gains you currency. The more loyalty you show, the more currency you have with management, and that goes hand in hand and kind of great with politicking. I know, ew, evil, dirty word, but everybody does it. Next one. It's confusion. Where's the confusion? There's confusion in there, right? Not really. You got one roster. It's your home. You know it. You go there. People know you. People are comfortable with you. You're comfortable there. So, no, there's less confusion. And you're less stretched. Because you're like, oh, did I do this in 2 days ago's match? I think I did this. a couple weeks ago at this other place. I can't remember. I have to go rewatch a video. So then you're watching videos. It's like, cool. So you're less stretched and less spread out there, which, and furthermore, as I always tell people, you should be focusing on making your matches better. So as to where you may want, I don't know, to wrestle multiple times a week. That's cool. That's what you want. That's what you want to do. You rock that out. I mean, a lot of places have 2 shows. We're talking about Premiere here, so you obviously have the main show, and then you have the other main show. I mean, they're kind of equal at this point. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. You got the taped show, the film show, then you have the live show, which they are equal. They are equal parts. I mean, it's wonderful for the tape shows because you could show proof. You know, you could send a link to somebody else. They can watch it when they have the time. You know, other times with like Unplugged, you know, people are like, oh, it's on this day, so I want to go see that. And you put in all this work and effort and focus into that. And so that makes people want to come see you. That makes people go, you know what? Screw this sale or this DJing event. I'm going to go watch so-and-so wrestle. I want to go see that. So they change their schedule for you. Why? Next point, one place, one draw. That's right. If somebody wants to see your smiling, happy buttocks, they know where to come. One place. That's it. One draw. You draw them to there. All your fans. All right, if you're fans, come on. Convenient times. Let's go. Unplugged, super convenient times. It's on the weekends. Although sometimes that's relative. A lot of times that's relative. But yeah, regardless, it's still during the day. They have plenty of notice. They got plenty of time to rearrange their schedule to come see you. And that makes it, on to the next point, more meaningful. That's right. What you do is more meaningful. Because if you do a lot of big things in a lot of different places, gonna bump back a couple of steps there, and it just makes you stretched out. It does. It just makes you stretched out. Because people want more bang for their buck. So if you're taking all these great, grandiose ideas and fitting them into a tighter, smaller package, it's going to explode even bigger. You know, people come there and be like, oh, who cares about that? I saw him do it a month ago. Whoopity-doo. Yeah, I just said whoopity-doo. So all of what you do in one place is well more meaningful. It's more substantial. Because I myself, and yeah, here we go. I got to eat up a lot of time here because I kind of got through the points a little quick. So I'll talk about me. Yay. So with me, yeah, I could say I've been in multiple other companies. I've done that non-exclusive dance, if you will. And at the time, there were benefits in it. You know, some good, some bad, but I had to learn. You know, I had to go out there. I had to, you know, cut my teeth, get less green, whatever you want to call it. And that's what I did. I ran the circuit, if you will. And it was good, but then at the same time, it was also bad. There was also some downsides. You know, leaving one place, going to another, or just being non-exclusive and kind of floating around. It's management bookers don't really put all that much faith in you. And I've faced it. So if you take that into account, and then you guarantee yourself 100% that real life is always going to pop up its ugly head. It's always going to pop up its ugly head. So in that, if you have a rather hectic real life, or if you foresee a lot of real life stuff coming into play to, say, mess up your schedule, shift it around a bit to where you cannot be in a specific place, a company, because you cannot do their times, hey, that's cool. That's cool. Just, you know, kind of be upfront and honest about it. That's definitely a big thing. Always be honest. Always be honest. Don't try to hide anything. Don't try to hide that you're over at this other company wrestling there, because it's always going to get back. And I guarantee you it's always better if management hears it from you instead of somebody else. Like, yeah, I just caught so-and-so over at that company yesterday. They're doing okay. Looks like they're doing okay. Wait, what? And then, and a big one. A big one. Oh, I'll say this. I don't know if management will like this. So, I'm sorry, management. I love you. Titles. Yeah, the championships. They don't want you a champion at one place and then a champion at their place. You know what you do? We'll come out with 2, 3, 5 belts on. Like, what does that accomplish? What does that say? Look at me. I won a belt. Yay, go me. I am a champion. It's cool. That's great. And here we go. Gonna have a little candor. Goodbye, fourth wall. David Arquette was a heavyweight champion. Whoop-de-doo. What do you do with those titles? Do you live outside your mind? I'm saying that a lot lately, aren't I? Do you live outside your own mind? Is this like, oh, cool. I'm 7 years old again in my room, dropping elbows on my wrestling buddies. The little stuffed ones, like they're like pillows with little arms on them. Anyway, are you that? Or are you a true champion out there championing for your company? What is it? I mean, if you're just out collecting belts, that is something, that is something you do not want placed on you. It's the reason why I brag that I've been wrestling for 5 years now and I haven't won a single championship belt, because I'm building up to it. I'm earning it. Not so much in the best ways, because, I did my circuit runs and non-exclusive, so I made my mistakes. I'm just trying to embark upon you to not make those same mistakes. So for non-exclusive, I would say that's more geared towards people who do have hectic schedules and say, I apologize, I cannot make this show these next 2 weeks, but the third week I will definitely be there. Perfect. That's cool. You let them know that. But you want to wrestle in that meantime? Awesome. Then go for it. Be a part-timer, but part-timers don't get fully treated all that well as full-timers. I'm sorry for those people outside of the United States. The only thing I can think of is with like a job. If you work part-time, you don't get benefits. If you work full-time, you get benefits. You get really good benefits. So, in all of that, the last great point to make about being exclusive to anywhere is that the quickest way to get to the true legendary status. No, I'm not making reference to Trey. Yeah. He's legendary, literally, figuratively, symbolically, all that stuff, right? I'm not trying to take anything away from him. I just mean in the grand scheme of things, is that's the quickest way to seal a legacy, to become legendary, is that it's, one place. It's not, let's try to sample everything and then you just think you're great in every place you go. Like, no. Or you just happen to disagree with a company, a management, whatever the case may be. And that's okay. That's okay. You could still stay exclusive. If you don't want to stay exclusive to the company that you disagree with, then try to part on amicable terms. If you just, for some other reason or another, can't make the shows, just be honest with them. They love that. Then go find a place. But I will say this, there is no such thing as a perfect wrestling company. There's no such thing. You got to find the one that best fits you, that best suits you. Are you more of a showman, sports entertainer? If the answer is yes, then there are some wrestling companies out there that are not really suited for you. But at the same time, there are other ones that are. And they're great. They are. They're great. Both sides. It just depends upon what kind of person you are. Because each and every one of these different wrestling companies is producing a different product, putting out their own different brand. Look at Premier Wrestling, how drastically different it is from all the others. It is. The aesthetics. Wait, no, not the body. The visuals. You know, all of that, the way it looks, its presentation, its packaging, all of it is so very different from all the others that it truly stands out. And the same thing could be said about others. We're not going to talk about others. This is Premier. It's Premier Wrestling, goddammit. Deal with it. So, take all that, and that's how you become legendary. So, time for a recap, because this one's going to be a little quicker, because it's kind of like one topic. And anyway, non-exclusive, cool. You get more opportunities. You get different opponents. There's more to do, so you're less bored. It is quite a learning experiences that you can have out there. And you get seen by different people. Other people. More people. There you go. Positives on exclusivity. Loyalty, which is the unspoken hush-hush currency of wrestlers to management, bookers, agents, whatever you want to call them. Less confusion, and you're much less stretched out. That means the quality of your matches and your character will be so much greater if you focus it all of your energy, all of your creativity, your passion, your heart into that one match per week. That's where you want to be. That's where I wanted to be for so long. But, life, circumstances, we won't get into that. We won't get into, I'm not going to be crying on the, oh my God, I made so many mistakes. I have made mistakes. I own up to that. All right. You don't want to do that. So think about it that way. If you can, stick to it. Next thing is one place, one draw. One place, one draw. People hear, oh, there is a Premier Wrestling event occurring upon this date and this time. Wonderful. That's where they know to come see ya. It's really easy. It's not like, oh, are they over there on Tuesday, then way over there on Friday? Or is it Thursday? I can't keep up. And that makes it, people can see you, get more comfortable with you, get used to you, get to know you a little better, and thus everything else becomes so much more meaningful. And you want this to be meaningful. I mean, if you're just sitting around twiddling your thumbs, wasting your time, then you're wasting everybody's time. You shouldn't do that. Put your passion, your heart into it, and you get something meaningful out. That's kind of the human condition, if you ask me. No, I'm not going to ramble on about the human condition, because I can go for days on that one. But straight up, make it meaningful. Get out of it what you put into it. So if you're only putting pieces of yourself into different things, little pieces of yourself into different things, you're only going to get little returns. So it's basically like you're evening out. But if you put a lot of yourself into one thing, being exclusive, let's just use Premier Wrestling, for example. You put more of yourself into Premier Wrestling. You don't stretch yourself out thin, go into other places. You just focus solely on Premier. And you put more into Premier, the return on that investment is, there are no words. It's not unspoken, there just are no words of how epically meaningful the return you will get from Premier Wrestling. And I stand by that so many times. So many times. Yeah, and so many times. Because me, I do regret departing Premiere and then cooling off, getting everything situated around me. So then, I come dive back in. Again, little pieces, little returns, little chunks of time given, sometimes not even a full season. And then I have to depart for whatever reason. So in that, I'm speaking from experience, and I'm trying to speak to everybody from the heart to say that I am so sorry to Premier Wrestling, and this is why, to me, personally, exclusive is the way to go. It is. But I'm not downing, I'm not dissing non-exclusive. Because again, there are so many factors that come into play, so many variables that you have to take into account. Can you make it to that show every week for the foreseeable future? Yes. Go exclusive. That's my advice. No hesitation, go exclusive. If you can't make it there, if you can't make it every week, and you're honest and upfront about it, then be non-exclusive. Because I don't want to keep somebody from the ring. So we don't want to keep you from the passion. But the moment your schedule evens out, levels out, and you can make those shows every week, do it. Just do it. Even if you have to go to Unplugged for a little bit, try to stay exclusive. I can't make the Thursday, Friday show, but I can make the weekend show. So just go to Unplugged for a little bit until life kind of relaxes a bit on you, and then come back to the recorded show, because they are equal. They're equal shows. They're both phenomenal, and to me, they're both a necessity. They're a needed purity. They're a needed good. People talk so much about necessary evils. Well, those two shows are necessary goods, and they help you out. Another thing for non-exclusive, if you just don't get along with management, and hey, that's all right. You don't have to make a big war about it. We don't have to make a big drama stink about things. If you just can't work with the management, then just tell them, hey, I can't do that. I got to take a step back. Okay, but it's gonna give a little hurt, if you will. So just think about it that way. An exclusive, again, I'm always circling back to that loyalty. You stay loyal and true to Premiere, it will pay off. Not immediately. If you're looking for instant gratification, that's not going to happen. Because there's a roster of hardworking, extremely talented individuals on Premiere's roster. So instead of trying to beat them, try to join in. Remember, this is team. It's a team effort. Whether you're non-exclusive and you're part of a bunch of different teams, or you're exclusive and part of this team, be a team player. Because if you're just in this for yourself, just for what you can get out of it, then you're not really putting all that much into it. And I'll always say this, wrestling, you get out of it what you put into it. And if you gamble on yourself bigger, sorry, Declan, if you gamble on yourself bigger in one place, put all your chips into that one basket, it becomes no longer gambling. You're no longer rolling the dice. You're keeping all your chips in that one place. And sometimes you'll lose a few chips. Sometimes a few chips will be added on. But then when they realize that all your chips have been sitting in that basket, in that pot, I'll keep it to the gambling reference. Sorry, Declan. Then what you can do is you just keep adding. You just keep adding to that. And they see that you're adding. You're adding to your basket in one place. And you're not stretched out thin trying to be like, do I have to draw a 5 here, or do I have to draw a king? Hold on. Let me get this straight in my head. 7 to carry the 3 to fuck you math. Instead, all your chips are in one basket, resting in one pot. You got to focus on one game. So you know the next 3 cards you need to play to win that, and thus it's no longer a game. Over time, you start rolling with it. It's no longer a game. Suddenly, you're flipping out ace after ace after ace after ace after ace, even though there's only one ace. You're throwing out these big cards. You're always throwing out the big cards. The longer you are, the bigger your pot gets, the bigger the cards get. The better you play the game, the easier it is, and thus you get to that legendary status. So much easier and bigger. Because if you're just labeled a legend in a bunch of different places, okay, cool. That's good for you, and I'm not downing that. Not at all. Be a legend in a bunch of different places. But it's so much more meaningful and substantial to be a premier wrestling legend. All right, any questions? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. This is a recording. My bad. All right, so, go ahead and talk amongst yourselves. Let's make this not unspoken. Let's make this spoken. Go ahead. Talk amongst your friends. Call that family member they haven't called in a while. Just be like, hey, how you doing? It's like, oh, I'm doing good. I got new guttering this fall and blah, 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 blah. Oh, that's great. So I wanted to talk about wrestling. What do you think about exclusive versus non-exclusive? What does that even mean? Like, wow, why do you talk like that? That's probably why you don't talk to that person anymore. Anyway, everybody, thanks for sitting down. A lot to think about. Hope you took notes. If not, just rewatch this. It's cool. And I hope Premier doesn't come after me for this. Oh, please don't fire me. All right. Take it easy, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.